Got to love the joys of live video. Uh, Sorry about that if you were with me just before. I will continue on. This is part 2. I had an urgent message. It was supposedly urgent that came through that, I had 2 come through at the same time. So, back on topic, we are talking about who are you listening to? Seriously, who are you listening to? And if you are taking advice from people that are not any more successful than you or are not where you want to be in your life, do not listen to them. I'm not saying be rude about it, but you want to take advice from people that are where you aspire to be. If you are jumping on for the first time and you missed the first one, I started this topic quite a few minutes ago. I had an urgent message come through, had to cut it off, and I've jumped on back again. So if you're jumping on the second one but you didn't jump on the first one, what we're talking about is seriously, who are you listening to and what are you thinking? So we're just talking about the advice that you take people from. I was talking to somebody yesterday who was really battling with some feedback that they got from somebody close to them about why would you go into a business like that? You're never going to succeed at that. Everybody fails in that kind of business, and really putting it down. So my point here, again, I'll say it again, you only want to take advice, business advice, from somebody who is where you aspire to be, or somebody who's done really well in business and you look up to them and you admire your opinion. Same as with the relationship, as I mentioned before. Would you take love, marriage counselling advice from somebody who has been in their 5th marriage in 5 years? Okay, so make it relative. So when somebody's coming at you with their opinion, just really think, is this somebody that I really value their opinion? They might be a friend, so yes, you might value it. But if unless they've walked where you are walking, unless they are where you want to be, just take it with a grain of salt. Take it for what it is, and don't let anybody stop you on what you're trying to achieve, because they've never done it. They've never been there, so who are they to criticize you? Very, very important. So this is when I go back to the boat example. You're in a boat and you're surrounded by water, and you can float away and nothing will go wrong as long as you don't let that water in. As soon as you let that water in, you will sink. So as soon as you let other people's opinions take hold in your thought processes, if you let other people dictate what you do and don't do, your boat will sink. So don't let your boat sink. And really think about, your thoughts. And this is the important part that I wanted you to stay for. I don't know whether you're still here. Probably my fault because the video cut out. But I've said this before and I'll say it again. Your thoughts dictate your whole life. Your whole life. If you are not where you want to be right now in your life, it's got to do with the way you think. The way you think dictates your beliefs. What you believe to be is true for you. It may not be reality, but what you believe to be true in your life. So your beliefs then dictate what you say. So you might believe that you're not worthy. You might not believe that you might not believe that you're not good enough. So you think that becomes into your belief, and that's what you think and say. Your beliefs and what you say then turn into your choices. And your choices, your action. So it will be what you do or don't do. So your thoughts create your beliefs. So you believe you're not good enough. You say that. I'm not good enough. I'm not successful enough to talk to that person about my business. That's what you honestly believe. Might not be the truth, as I said before, but that's what you believe. So that belief then dictates what you do or don't do, the choices that you make. Yep, I could be really productive today and I'm going to prospect, this amount of many people. Or that belief could say to you, I'll do it tomorrow. I've got a whole lot of washing to do, or I'll just, I'll call my bestie and have a chat. I might feel better tomorrow. I'll do better tomorrow. So you spend your life thinking about your business, but you're not taking any action because your belief says that you're not good enough. Now, your choices, your action will then dictate your results. So if your results are not where you want them to be, spiral it back to your thoughts. You're not thinking right. You're not believing in yourself. You're doubting yourself. You're letting other people's thoughts dictate your beliefs. You need to change that. Because if you have in the back of your mind, I don't deserve success. I don't deserve happiness. I've never been really, truly happy in my life, so why should I be now? I've never truly been my ideal weight, so why would I be now? I've never truly made lots of money, so why would I make any money now? If that's what is sitting back here, ingrained in here, and that is dictating your beliefs, which dictates your choices, which then results in your action, even if you do have some success because you've learned some skills over here, go back to the first video, so you've learned some skills to be really good at your business, but over here you're doubting yourself continually, you will self-sabotage any success that you've had over here. So your thoughts are critical. You must train your mind to believe in yourself. You must train your mind to think good about yourself. Learn to love yourself. Not in a, fluffy way, but respecting yourself. Every bit of your life is dictated by this. Your weight, your health, your relationships, your finances, your happiness, everything. So if you don't have that self-belief, that self-worth, that self-confidence, you will self-sabotage any little bits of success that you get along the way. I'm not trying to be negative. This is just real. So 1, stop thinking about, absorbing what everybody else is saying about you, what you can and can't do. Well, if they're encouraging you, then obviously listen to that. But if you're being put down, if you're got negatives thrown at you about what you're trying to achieve and you feel like a lone sort of voice there, don't let those influences in unless those influences are somebody you aspire to be. So put that in perspective, whatever you do. Secondly, your thoughts. Remember, your thoughts dictate your beliefs, which dictate what you say, what you do, your choices, and that relates to your results. So if you're not getting the results that you want in life, if you're not happy, if you're not healthy, if you're not making as much money as you want to, it all comes back to the way you think. Now, this is not going to change overnight, and this is not something that I'm going to solve right here and now. This time next week, I'm going to go into the how. You need to know the how. As I said, it's not something that you can change overnight, but you can work on it. And you need to work on it. If you haven't got what you want in your life right now, then work towards getting what you want. But how do you do that? That's for next week. Did this connect with anybody? Did you get any value out of this? If you did, please put the number 2 below. Yes, heard you, Helen. Yes, it makes sense. I hope there's some kind of connection in there that really hones into you how important it is the way that you think. It's so crucially important to your success in your entire life. So in 2 days' time, I will be doing another Facebook Live, but it's more business orientated. For those of you in the home-based business, I want to give you some of the tips, tricks and tools that I use in my business to make it easier. This is the online stuff. So little bits of software and little things that I've found along the way that make it easier to run my business online. And I'd like to share that with you because I think it might help you. And then this time, sort of next week, I want to go into the how that you can change your way of thinking so you can stop self-sabotaging or stop getting, breaking the habits, breaking the bad beliefs that you have that are not getting you to where you want to go. So tune in next week. I'll see you then. Thanks so much for being with me. I really appreciate you being here and sorry for the break-in videos before. Ciao.